I'm David Kohlmeyer, the founder of the Las Vegas Legal Network. The reason why I started the Legal Network is that I noticed that consumers were looking for lawyers and they didn't know what to look for, who to call, where to go. My goal was to create the Legal Network in Las Vegas to help people find the right lawyer to help them depending upon their legal case. I'm not an attorney. This is a lawyer referral network that is helping people get the right lawyer when they need it the most. We offer 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, where we have lawyers in the network ready and available to help people, whatever their situation or whatever their problem is. Whether they got arrested, an accident, injured, family law cases, whatever legal matter, the Las Vegas Legal Network is here to help people in Clark County.
My son Josh and I work together. It's a great relationship.
There's no competition.
Competition? No competition.
I mean, obviously I'm the better choice.
I'm more experienced.
I can remember all my passwords.
I've won more cases.
Of course, he's had a few more years than I have.
I'm proud of Josh.
I'm proud of my dad.
Now, how do I log back in? The Richard Harris Law Firm, 444-4444, just in case.
And the other person could have, let's say, a red mark or a scratch. Hey, it's David Kohlmeyer. Thank you so much for joining us today. On The Problem Solver today, we're talking about a community problem. Every single week, Tuesday, 6 p.m. here, we're talking about community problems, and we're trying to solve these problems. Today, I have my lovely co-host here. We have Beja Rivera. We have Danny Miner.
Thank you, Dave.
And today, we have a special guest, Daniel Price, who is with Traffic Camera Archive.
Pleasure to be here.
Thanks so much for joining us here today. So today, I wanted to talk about Las Vegas traffic cameras. What's the scoop in regards to cameras? A lot of people think that there's, the cameras are recording and the government's recording it and Big Brother, and I shouldn't, pick my nose at the red light or something like that because they could be recording me.
Oh, I do that.
Some people feel that, some people think there's all this recording going on. And then some people that get into a car accident, they're like, hey, to the cop, hey, can you just, rewind the camera? You'll see it's not my fault. It's his fault.
And there's no footage.
Right. There's no footage. So that's what we wanted to talk today. Again, Daniel is an expert. He has traffic, is it Traffic Cam Archive?
Yeah, that's right.
Traffic Cam Archive. I keep saying camera because it's cameras. Tell me a little bit about your company, what you guys are doing, and how long you've been doing it.
Sure. So we ran into the same problem, right? The cameras are not recording, they're live feed only. And you can't rewind them at all because they're live feed only. So what we're doing is we're recording all these cameras 24 hours a day. These are publicly available feeds, and we're archiving that for about 90 days. And anybody can go to our website, trafficcamarchive.com, pull up the intersection they're interested in, the day they're interested in, the hour they're interested in. They can preview that hour, and they can purchase it. Very simple, quick, easy download. It's $250 an hour, whatever hour you want.
Just as simple as that.
Yep, just as simple as that.
So I know there's a few different companies that may be out there in general. So the bottom line is that it is public access, the cameras. The only thing is that it's not being recorded by the government, and you as a private company is just recording it, and for a nominal fee, you're selling the video footage if someone wants to buy it, and they can preview it first, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So these cameras are all PTZ cameras, pan, tilt, and zoom. And so you don't know where they're pointed at any given time. So when you go into our website and you drill down to the camera and the day and the hour you're interested in, you can just hit the preview link and it'll show you 12 different images from that hour to show you exactly where it's pointed, what it's capturing, and then if you're interested, you buy it.
Are you actually physically watching, like let's say I know I got into the accident at 2:30. If I go to that spot, can I watch the whole hour first before I buy it?
No, that's what the preview's for. So the preview will tell you if it's pointed where you want, if you're interested. Generally, the preview is pretty good because it's 12 slices out of the hour.
Okay.
But to watch the video itself, you got to purchase it.
So out of the 12 slices, do you think that my accident I would catch, or I just can't blink when I'm watching it?
It totally depends. I've seen somewhere that slice, it's right there on the nose. Others, you'll see the aftermath. And so you'll say, oh, okay, I know it's here because I can see it happen sometime between these two images.
Yeah. Because as soon as an accident happens,
Right.
that's when
How,
it's being
how
previewed.
important is it to have the video? Because I was told that sometimes, like years ago when there weren't cameras really, having this access, most personal injury attorneys were using just a regular, police report, the traffic accident report. So can it hurt a case by looking at the camera? Because then, someone gets into an accident and they're injured or, whatever the situation may be. Can it hurt someone's case by having the video?
Sure, but the truth is the truth, right? And the camera's going to get there. I like to say it's only he said, she said if you don't have video. But, as a practicing attorney myself, if somebody's just wrong, I'd rather know that immediately. They'd rather know that immediately. Sometimes people's memories are wrong. I had that situation once where a lady said, I was going through a green light and I got T-boned. Just so happened the other driver had a dash cam, showed that he had the green light plain as day. That was the end of it. So when you've got the video, it answers the question real quick.
It's going to hurt the person that's lying for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to say, Daniel, being a police officer, of 27 years, when I went to a traffic accident, right? Like you said, one person says this, the other person says that. And we learned to separate the witnesses because everybody saw something a little different, just like you said. And you could influence somebody that they seen something that they didn't. I say with these cameras don't lie. Okay, they have nothing in this at all. Okay, so the camera's going to tell the truth, and I think this is absolutely excellent that you're doing this.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Same.
So in regards to this system, you guys are recording it. It's you saving it up to 90 days.
Yep.
Which you feel is 90 days enough time? Because I know that when you get into an accident, statute of limitations is 2 years. So
Yeah.
do you need to record more than 90 days, or do you need to record? I'm saying, do you need to record up to 2 years, or 90 days is sufficient to help people?
So in our experience, 90 days is sufficient because most requests come in within that first 60 days. Even most of them are within 30 days, and then some fall into 60. Occasionally, someone will reach out to us and say, hey, something happened 12 months ago. But we just can't store all that data. It's massive amounts of data. We have over 2 million hours of video right now, and that's still growing.
How
2
many-
million just in Las Vegas, or
That's 2 million in Las Vegas, some in Maryland, and some in Alabama.
okay, so you're in different states. Okay.
That's right.
How many cameras right now are in Las Vegas, Henderson, North Las Vegas, and Southern Nevada? How many cameras are you actually recording?
It's somewhere over 350, and sometimes cameras go down. They have technical issues, things like that, and
Okay.
and the workers get out and fix them and take care of them. But it's somewhere over 350 at any given time.
Got it. So the bottom line is that the government is not recording these cameras. It is public access, so people can just go online and view it. It's live feed.
Right.
You guys are recording. You're charging a small fee to get the video footage, to download the file, so that you can have it. Whether it's for fighting whether it's a traffic ticket, technically, right? You could show the police, hey, this is the situation when you go to court.
Yeah, the judge would love to see that. Right.
Personal injury case. So the truth is, anyone that gets into an accident or even gets a ticket, maybe looking up the video, it may be really helpful for their case, right?
Absolutely. Yep. 100%.
Okay. Awesome. I think it's great information. I think most people just are not educated about those specific cameras in general. Real quickly, there's other cameras that are out there, license plate recognition cameras. There's also these lot cops that are in Walmart and different places. So there's a lot of different cameras that are out there in general. These are not feeds that you have, but there are other ways by using, I would say, like a private investigator, or if there's an accident, or even if there's a criminal case where you need a police officer to try to go above and beyond. There are other cameras maybe out in the community. Like I said, the lot cop thing is at the Walmart and different places where it's got the lights, going, and they're recording. You have gas stations that, have cameras. So if you really want to get some type of video, there's a lot of different infrastructure that's out there. You may have to do a little bit of legwork yourself, or an attorney, or a private investigator to find that, video feed. But it can be helpful to a criminal defense case, or a traffic ticket, or even an accident, right?
Yeah.
I was going to say the only thing they might not pull up for you is when you're picking your nose at the
Yeah.
red light. Dave.
Well, too bad you can't use that footage unless it's like TMZ and you're like a celebrity. That may
Yeah.
be good.
A fun story. I don't know if you heard about this. There was a guy charged with a murder in California, and he said, "No, I was at the baseball game with my daughter," and he got charged anyways. His attorney went and found out that It's Always Sunny. Curb Your Enthusiasm was filming an episode, and so they got the B-roll footage, looked back, and sure enough, he was right there, sitting there at the time of the murder, and so that solved his case.
Wow.
Didn't
I
solve the
read
murder,
that.
but solved his case.
No,
Yeah.
cameras are a big deal.
Yep.
Awesome. We're going to be back in a quick minute for a commercial break.
I taught Josh how to drive. The day he got his learner's permit, I took him right out on the freeway.
Yeah, I thought we were going to the school parking lot, but we jump on the freeway.
Took him onto the freeway in the fast lane. Look, I know accidents can happen,
But it didn't happen because my dad prepared me.
I prepared him. That's what I do.
Dad always prepared us. He taught us to watch out for the expected and the unexpected because they're both out there.
And that's the way it is.
That's how we roll.
The Richard Harris Law Firm, 444-4444.
Stand out from the noise. Podcasting is one of the great wonders to start creating content for your brand. At Sticky Pod Studios, you have a professional studio with audio and video podcasting capabilities to hit every angle of your market. We have in-house editors who are ready to create micro pieces of content from your podcast to post on social media as well. You come in, sit down, and we handle the tech. It's that simple. Visit our website or DM us on Instagram at Sticky Pod Studios. See you soon.
That was weird.
It happens all the time.
Welcome back to The Problem Solver. Today we're talking about car accidents, video cameras, the footage on the video that are at the different traffic intersections, and then other cameras that are throughout town that are helping people solve either criminal case or an accident, helping you for a personal injury case. So there's a lot of different video feeds that are out there. We're talking about it today. Today we have Daniel Price, who is with Traffic Cam Archive, and we're just talking about all these different cameras. Today, at this segment, I want to talk about crashes and crime. So it seems like in Vegas, everyone's driving differently. Everyone's here from a different place. What's your thoughts, Beja, on how people are driving, right? A lot of accidents taking place.
I feel like, especially after COVID, everybody getting back to work, it was all of a sudden, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That everybody's just back on the road after a long time of there not being a lot of traffic, and people have road rage. And people are acting out a lot more on it, too, which is dangerous.
I agree.
A lot of people, not just even just giving the middle finger now, but like getting out of the car, wanting to start fights. Like it's just a lot of road rage. Honestly.
Well, they missed during COVID. They were home, so they missed their time. So now they want to go out and start fights.
They have to like compensate for that time. Like they have to get it all out.
My father, being from New York City, he's out here and he's like, oh, don't let the guy cut you off. I'm like, listen, these people are gonna pull out a gun on you. Like this isn't, in New York City people have guns, but out here they'll pull it out and they're gonna use it on you.
Right.
Like in road rage. In New York, I don't know about road rage that much with a gun.
Right.
Maybe getting robbed with a gun is different in New York City. But I feel out here like it's better to have composure and just not deal with the person. Even when I was driving over here, because maybe it's your fault. Maybe you don't realize what took place when you're driving.
Right.
So. I do feel that everybody here is from a different place. We all drive differently. You mentioned before that you like driving zigzag. Maybe from Reno, they drive zigzag.
Listen, you got to make it fun while you're driving.
So,
I don't cut everybody off, though. I just zigzag.
You're just having fun. But everyone's in Pennsylvania. Like, how would you say a Pennsylvania driver is? Are they more laid back? Are they more aggressive?
I always thought the Pennsylvania drivers were bad until I moved to Vegas. I've been here 6 years. I've never seen worse driving in my life
And then
here.
Vegas complains about California drivers coming over here. And
It's horrible. You are risking your life every time you get on that highway. Every single time.
I would actually agree with that.
Yes.
How do you prevent solving that problem? I mean, like, are you slowing people down? Like, what do you got to do to,
I think the cameras are going to help. To be honest with you, I do.
They're definitely going to help and
Yes.
probably just stay out of everybody's way.
Yeah.
But here's the question, Diego.
best
These cameras have been around for a long time. Like, how long would you say? I mean, I'm here 20 years. The camera's
Yeah.
been around, but no one's recording. I don't think people even know. It's not a red light camera. So,
Right.
I mean,
Where you been? Where you been hiding?
Well, we just came out 12 months ago, basically, May of last year. So we spent quite a few months building up and getting ready for this. But you're right, this is kind of a new thing. And I do think the cameras help. I don't know if they help in real time with the road rage,
Right.
but certainly after the fact, you can go look and see what really happened.
All right. So in regards to, we talked about crashes. So your cameras, you said about 350 public cameras recording 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So if there's an accident, and we'll talk about that a little bit later in regards to getting the video footage and how that works. What about crime? I know this has been coming up. Some people are saying, like, why, like, the government really should be recording and the police should be having access to these cameras in regards to, solving some crimes. Tell me a little bit about the camera system you're recording, how it may work to actually help solve a crime. Because technically, a police officer could go to your website, could actually look for video. They could buy the video or call you or something, right? Tell me a little bit about regards to, like, solving crimes with these cameras. What could be done?
So let me give you an example. Last year, there was a hit and run where a lady was run over in a crosswalk. And the police put out on social media, hey, we're looking for information. Anybody with information, please let us know. So I went and I pulled up from our archive. I thought maybe it was on there. And sure enough, this poor lady got run over and was killed by this truck. And so I took that video, sent it into the police. So that's just one example of how that could help solve a crime, because they were looking for information on, who ran her over. and we had it right there on video. It was terrible. Yeah.
Wow.
So it can be used in regards to the camera access, but I guess for these dangerous roadways, you know, I mean, you gotta just drive carefully and safely. But if there are cameras that are out there, whether it's being recorded as a public camera or
if you're tracking your boyfriend on the iPhone app and you see that he was there at a certain time, you just go to this website. It's about $250. You're good.
Oh my gosh,
you'll
I
get
didn't
it
even
right
think of
then
that.
and there. There's all kinds of footage.
what do you think in regards to, like, let's say there was criminal activity, and if the video footage is not there, you know, being an attorney as well, your background, going out there, like having a private investigator, or like, what are your thoughts in regards to, like, if someone's a victim of a crime and you don't find the video footage yet, what are some other ways of trying to track down some other video that you don't have access to?
Yeah, so if it's not one of the intersection cameras, a lot of businesses nowadays have surveillance video, especially gas stations, and pretty much every business just about has video. So if you had someone going out looking for that, talking to people saying, hey, there was a crime here, we're trying to find video, one thing to know is most of those systems keep only 5 to 10 or 14 days worth and they roll over. So you got to get on it pretty quick. But absolutely, that's a great way to look for additional evidence.
How many days again? I'm sorry.
Depends on the camera system, and they're all different. Some of them I've seen are about 5 days, others up to 14 days.
Wow. But you guys are 90 days. Okay.
Yeah.
Danny, what are your thoughts in regards to the cameras, like, you know, with the public transportation, like in New York City that you mentioned as well?
Yeah. Well, what happened, if you think back, right, Daniel, just a couple weeks ago, we had that subway shooting in New York. None of the cameras were working, right? The guy actually leaves where he does the shooting on the subway, gets on another subway, and no one sees him. So your cameras here would see that whole entire thing. I mean, I think it's really important to solve crime with this. I think as criminals, it's harder for criminals to get away with anything now. They're on camera everywhere. So we are going to catch them. But you are actually helping us more now with these cameras, because somebody commits a murder, somebody commits a robbery, they're going to get on the highway, they're going to get on these roads, and you're going to have access to that. And the same thing with, I was thinking high-speed chases also, how huge that is. So our buses here in town, like the subway, do they have cameras on them that you would have access to, or no?
They do have cameras, but we don't have access to that. That's not a public feed. I know that Metro can pipe into those and see what's going on, and that was in response to the October 1 shooting. So so that came about in the aftermath of that. Somebody realized it'd be a good idea for Metro to be able to see what's going on live on the bus system.
Right.
But we don't have access, so we can't record those.
Okay.
All right, so this is a great topic. Like I said, I think most people are just not educated about it in general. I think it's important for the police to have access to the buses or the tram. I mean, they basically need to have access to everything. We watch it probably on movies, but if something happens, especially an active shooter situation in Vegas, you want to be able to track where the person is going, whether it's a tram, you know, on the strip, or if they're getting on a highway, or if they're getting on a bus, or if it was a subway system. I didn't even know, which is actually a good point with Elon Musk now with the whole tunnel situation. That tunnel situation is going to go through the whole strip, supposedly.
Right.
Camera system down there as well. You just don't know when something's going to happen.
You're going to jump on a Tesla, am I right? That's going to take you underneath the ground. That's
I don't
what
know
I
how the
think
whole
it is.
system works.
No driver.
That's what I think it is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just think that the more cameras, Big Brother, it's out there. Some people are against this, right?
Absolutely.
They don't want the cameras out there because you're being tracked. Just like it's actually interesting, I think, in New York, when you go over the bridges, there's like Easy Pass, and there's video cameras that actually get that. You know,
I've gotten like 2 tickets from the tolls in Colorado, just getting on them, and I'm like, they're not gonna get me. And sure enough, they got me.
Get you every time.
Every time.
We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk about how to get the video footage from your company, how easy it is to get that access. So we'll be back in a quick second.
Looking good and sounding good has never been more simple. At Sticky Pod Studios, we strive to make it as easy as possible to reach your audience. Our state-of-the-art podcasting facility enables you to come in, sit down, and speak to your audience. We handle the tech. It's that simple. Visit our website or DM us on Instagram at Sticky Pod Studios. We'll see you soon.
You know, a lot of lawyers who advertise here don't even live here. If they say Nevada, they're not from around here. If they think our capital is Las Vegas, they're not from around here. I'm Richard Harris, and I am from Nevada. I grew up here, I went to school here, I raised my family here. No one knows Nevada like we do. If you've been injured, call me. Richard Harris of the Richard Harris Law Firm. 444-4444, just in case.
Hey, it's David Kohlmeyer. Thank you for coming back to The Problem Solver. We are finishing up with the topic of Las Vegas traffic cameras. Again, I'm here with Daniel Price with Traffic Cam Archive, talking about the cameras in Vegas, and if you get into an accident, injured, if there's a criminal defense case, a ticket, you want video, there are ways of getting the video. Most people don't know about it in general. Tell us a little bit about the video footage with your company, how easy it is for people to get your video footage if they need it.
Yeah, so it's really easy. We made it as simple as possible. You go to trafficcamarchive.com. What you'll see first is a page with this right here on it. It shows Browse Video Archive, and you can see how many hours of footage we've got right there, which is over 2,300,000 right now and growing. But what you want to do is click on Browse Video Archive, and that'll pull you into a section where you can select the state, because we are in multiple states. So obviously pick Nevada, then you pick Las Vegas or Reno, Carson City, whatever you want to do. It pulls up a map from there, and you can see on that map all these little blue pins. Every single one is a camera that you can click on, see the live feed, or go back into our archive. And as I said, we keep it for about 90 days. So once you pick that camera and it pulls up, you hit select camera, then you see a calendar. Really simple, like you see on your phone, and you just dial back to the day that you want to look at. Pick on the day, and it'll show you the hours that are available. So you can see right here on this one, it's got 1 hour that's not available. The camera was down or had a problem for some reason, so it's grayed out. But any of those other hours, you hit view preview, it'll show you 12 images from that hour. And if you're interested in it, add to cart, purchase, just like you would anywhere else on the web. And within a few minutes, you have a download link in your email and on the web page, and you can just download it from there.
I love that you have a preview option.
Yeah, the preview is great because you don't know where that camera's pointed.
Exactly.
It might be pointed right at the intersection. Maybe last time they left it alone, it was pointed down the block. And so that preview tells you where it was, because every day it might be moved to a different location based on whoever at NDOT or Metro has moved the camera to look at something.
Is there any reason why, we mentioned this a little bit in the break, is that like chain of custody or authentic, for if you wanted to use it for like a trial and you're an attorney, like does the recording have to be different?
What do you mean by different? Because
I guess if you go to court and there's like an accident, you're an attorney, does it make a difference that you just pulled it off a random website, which is public access? Does it need to be a higher level, like a chain of custody in the police world, or does it need it?
So I'll speak about the civil world because that's where I practice. In the civil world, all you need is someone to say that, yes, this in fact is a fair and accurate representation of what really happened. And that could be anyone involved or a witness. They can look at it and say, yes, this is what I witnessed. And then it can come in as evidence usually. Obviously, there's a lot of rules and every situation's different. But in the civil world, it's definitely very helpful. In the criminal world, it might be a little different, and so I'll reserve judgment on that.
Okay. So the bottom line is, at this point in time, there's footage that's available. You can go online. It's very easy. People can preview it, so they're like, I don't know what I'm getting, because I know there's a few different companies that are out there. And I don't know how they all work. I really didn't do all the research, but at least that you're able to see a little bit of the preview to see whether it's worth the money. I mean, for $250, it's extremely reasonable for anybody in general. If you have a personal injury case, technically, would you say normally your attorney should get that video footage for you?
That's an easy way to do it, and we have many attorneys who've gotten video from us. A lot of firms are familiar with our website, how it works, and they get it from us all the time. So
if you have an attorney, go through your attorney.
Yeah, or do it yourself and give it to them. Either way.
Okay. And in regards to like criminal activity, like I mentioned, I spoke with someone that said like my trailer got stolen, and they're like, hey, can you watch all the cameras, for the next several hours and try to find my stolen vehicle? Is that something that you guys would ever do? Like if someone called you up and said, I'll give you $5,000, see if you could find my trailer.
Specifically, like it's a specific request.
If the price is right, you can do anything, right? But we've got so many hours of video, we can't sit and watch all of it. But we are happy to do customer service and take pride in that we have helped people out in similar situations looking for stuff.
Got it. The one thing I want to share on the police level, like from myself and Danny's perspective here, is that if someone, I mentioned before, the lot cop that's at Walmart, I'm sure I didn't get a chance, but there's a number on the box. If something happens to you at Walmart, whether it's criminal activity or an accident, I'm sure there's a way of getting access, or if you're getting an attorney to serve a subpoena, right, to preserve evidence.
Yeah, so it's usually what you call as a demand to preserve evidence, and sometimes they'll just give it to you. But if you give them that, they should at least hang on to it, because as I mentioned before, most camera systems are going to roll over within a week or two, and so you want to do that quickly so that they can save it.
Because some places record like within 24 hours over. I mean, that was
Yeah.
back in the day, right?
Yeah, most places you're getting at least a few days now.
A few days.
I feel like even with us, I mean, my security system at home, once I hear like they hear the glass shatter, they'll record up to 24 hours after that. Is that something?
Every system's different.
Different,
So
yeah.
if you're talking about, maybe a business or something else, it's all different from one to the next.
Got it.
Yeah.
Thank
So,
you.
so at this point in time, there's about 350 cameras they have access to. You have 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You have up to about 90 days to get the video. If there's an accident, injury, maybe even a criminal defense case, you got a traffic ticket. If you really want to spend the money to fight a case like a ticket or a criminal defense case, at least you're able to do it. There's video footage that's out there. If somebody wants like the license plate recognition or the lot cop or stuff like that, you may need a private investigator. We worked with Sin City Investigators, was out here before, a really nice guy and investigating private
Super
investigator
helpful.
that would be helpful, which I'm sure they can go out and they can try to get some video footage. It all depends about how much time and money that you want to spend, right, to get the video that you may need. So the bottom line is the public needs to know that if you want video footage, it's out there. If there's crashes or there's crime or whatever the situation may be, we could definitely solve the problem by getting the video access to help resolve the situation. So I think it's great. Anyway, thanks so much for coming on the show, Daniel. And then thanks so much, Danny and Beja, for being co-host today as well.
Thank you.
Every single week, we're trying to bring different community problems and try to educate the public, referral sources. Again, the problemsolver.vegas is a QR code on the screen if you want to scan it. Add the problemsolver.vegas, the app, onto your actual phone. And then if there's any problems that you have, you can click name, phone, email, be anonymous. There's all kinds of different great resources on the problemsolver.vegas. So please go to that every single Tuesday, 6 p.m. We're on Cox here on Your View. So please tune in every single week, Tuesday at 6. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Good news, Kelly. You want to come to the office or do this remote? Okay, remote it is.
Congratulations. You won.
The Richard Harris Law Firm. No one knows Nevada like we do. Over 40 years ago, I started the Richard Harris Law Firm right here in Nevada. And today we've grown to be the largest personal injury firm in the state. We got there by doing one thing. If there's a win, we're right in the middle of it.